I don't know if you will be able to hear the noise outside. I hope not. There's some kind of work that they're doing here. There's big trucks and stuff. Welcome back to Babbling Brook. I'm your host, Babala Brook. This episode is about me being super frustrated about the lack of progress on my online stores, both on eBay and on Facebook. I give you some hints and tips and tricks and hacks on selling on both. I do comparisons. I tell you some of the fees involved because, there's nothing for mahala, as they say in South Africa, meaning for free. I talk about annoying questions that you will get asked by people, especially if you're not in a good mood, but business is business, and therefore what you can do, what I do. And there are a couple of scenarios where I dealt with what felt like creepy people. I don't want to call them customers or potential customers. It's just creepy people. Be careful who wants to see photos in a certain way or a certain fashion from you, because you never know what their real intention is. I tell you more about that and I give you more specifics. And why I am selling clothing, shoes. I also sell, books and other things, but why I don't sell food. The podcast has a Facebook group, which I would like to invite you to join, Babbling Brook Podcasts on there. And we are on Instagram at the same username. I have a blog, babbalabrook.com, with multiple hundreds of stories over more than 10 years. Same applies to youtube.com/babbalabrook. It's different stories and different stuff. And the Facebook in question, I'd rather give you my eBay store if you want to check it out. There's no pressure. You don't have to buy anything. If you find something, that's great. Send me a message. Maybe I'll give you a deal. It's The Lovely Brook, Tracker Brook, that's the second store, My Brook, third store, and The Brook. Oh my gosh, there's a new sound now. Oh shoot, let me see if it's gonna, it seems like maybe we're on the clear. So The Brook was the fourth one. That's not how many stores we had at the time of this recording. And also I have to give you the caveat that the fees that I'm telling you about here during the episode are from the time of the recording. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube, like my show, give me ratings and feedback and reviews. Give me all the things. You know what? Can you set aside 8 hours out of your entire year and just follow me on everything? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'll appreciate if you did one of these things. And just FYI, I'm also on Patreon. We have unedited, much longer, less filtered stuff on there, which if you'd like to show some form of support of the show, you can join us. If you can't afford to do monthly, you can just do 1 month or a couple or whatever. It's up to you. Again, no pressure whatsoever. Enjoy this. That song is stuck in my head. If you can make your mind up, we'll never get started. How's everybody doing? Welcome to my podcast. My name is Babala Brook, and I would like you to please take off your jacket. It's summertime. Just kidding. Take off your jacket and make yourself at home. Hey, even take off your shoes, okay? Hopefully you're not on the plane. It's June 6th, 2022, meaning 6/6/22, so double. And the time is 17:46, 5:46 in the evening. And the temperature here in the desert, because apparently that's something that we do now, is 102. At least that's what it was last time I checked. Fahrenheit, which is 39 degrees Celsius to be precise. I'd like to round it off and say 40, but you know how people be like, they will fact check your ass and be like, yeah, that's not 40 degrees, it's 39. Like, fuck off, okay? I'm in my sarong, not sure why. I should be in nothing, really, considering how hot it is. I've just been working on my cell phone, which is not charging. Right now, it's at 5% because, you do need to know these things. It was stuck at 3, so I guess we're making progress. I have about 4 different chargers in different rooms in the house, and apparently none of them work, which makes me feel like it's the phone, not the charger. I'd like to talk about Marketplace on Facebook and eBay selling for those of us who are flippers. Flip off. I currently am only listing on the 2 that I've just mentioned. The plan is to get eyes on all the things that I have here. Of course, there will not be an end, hopefully, to the influx of things. However, I wanted to list as many of the ones that I currently have. And I feel like, and I hope I'm wrong, I've listed just about all the ones that people are interested in. But what do I know? I saw people buying a certain item the most. Currently, I have clothing, female clothing. Oh, I feel like that's not how you say it. Women's clothes. And that includes everything, right? So I was listing, what I would do is I would try and do a jacket, a shirt, a skirt, pair of pants, and a dress. Do you see what I'm saying? Like every item, because I didn't know what people are going to be interested in. More or less, they're around the same sizes, the stuff that I have, because they come from, you know how it is, they come from the same sources. I noticed that people were buying skirts the most. So I thought, okay, let's stop everything else and list as many skirts as possible. Then I got to a point where I sorted everything out and I listed all the skirts that I had, except for the ones that I thought were part of suits. Because, it was more than 10 garbage bin bags of clothes. That's a lot to go through. Then I noticed that now that all the skirts are up, they're saving them. I don't know for when. So I was like, shoot. I didn't stop listing, so I continued listing other things. Personally, I would have thought that things such as dresses would sell faster than skirts, because I was selling more or less the same price, the skirts and the dress. A dress is already the whole outfit. A skirt, you still got to get a top for it. That's what my thinking is. But so anyway, my point is, I thought, okay, let's list like summer stuff. They were buying tops, blouses, but not as often as I thought. So I didn't put a lot of energy into that. Then now I'm listing everything else. I'm like, should I just take a break? No, you don't take a break. Because, I'm also learning as to, okay, what is going on now? Is this part of the wave of the tide? Is that what tends to happen? And am I shadow banned? I don't want to believe that. I don't even know what that means really, but I hear about it a lot. I heard about it on Instagram, and now I'm hearing about it on Facebook Marketplace. Hopefully we all are in tune as to what Facebook Marketplace is. It's kind of self-explanatory, but in case it's not to you, that's the section of Facebook where you see like a house. That's like the store commercial side of Facebook. You can list your things on there like clothes, houses, cars, etc. Now, I do list on eBay as well, like I said, but I don't. At first, I was like, oh, I have to post a listing on Facebook and copy and paste on eBay. And I was like, oh, this is no, man, like, no. Okay, so I'm going to list the things that I think that, oh, this is kind of a rare thing. This is beautiful. This is blah, blah, blah. This is expensive. So then I would list it on both sides. Then I started looking up things. If there are apps or websites or systems or ways that one can multi-list on different platforms, apparently those such things are out there. And a lot of them are like, I don't know, it's like $35 a year or $35 a month or whatever. I'm not willing to part with $35 a month. Actually, I'm not willing to part with $35 a year either, to be honest, between you and I. But, and then it went down to two different, I don't have that information off the top of my head right now. But in case you didn't know that such a thing exists, it does. So then you can start Googling from there. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to delve into that right away. I need to figure out, hopefully by the time I'm done listing as many things as I would like, there will be a free option out there. You know how they do. Then just put a free thing and put ads. Like you all do. They all put ads on everything anyway. So what's the freaking difference? What do you want me to pay $35 for? You're still going to put freaking ads probably. I don't know. I'm just grumbling. Ranting. I use the word grumble. I don't know if it's a real word or it's a real word here in America, but it's something that we use to say back home. Not just back home, but like home with my family in the farm. But then again, we had no friends, so we probably made up our own words and nobody was correcting us. I feel like we lived as, what do they call the folks in Minnesota? Amish. Not really, though. Then, today, like recently, the reason that I wanted to list on Marketplace was because I wanted to. My God said to me, just do Marketplace only. And then I thought, okay, Facebook is there, so why not? So then I would just quickly, like I said. And then I was getting 1 or 2 visits to items, maybe 5 at most, and maybe 2, maximum 4 saves. And then Facebook does that thing that I don't know if I'm a big fan of, but when they send me that notification of people are interested, send them offers, I'm like, sure, why not? It's not really, I don't really believe in harassing people like that. I'm in bed right now doing this recording. I think I know why. I tell you what, the bed, I just lay down. I was sitting all along. The bed feels like it just came out of a dryer. I may have said this before, but allow me. You know how it is when you're too hot. You just want to talk about it. Or when it's too cold. You just want to keep talking about it for some reason. That's going to make a difference. People would show interest in a way of just saving on eBay now. But nobody was biting. So I thought, I'm not going to put a lot of energy onto this. Then it came to a point where I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to continue how I've been doing and just list a couple of things on eBay just to, keep the algorithm going. I don't know what the algorithm is. Who knows? Does anybody? But in my head, something just said to me, I've noticed that I'll get an offer or some kind of movement after I've listed something on eBay. So I think it triggers something. Back in the day, when I used to do background acting and just pursue other forms of acting, there was one agency that used an app, and there was a saying out there that if you continuously log on, it puts your name up top of the list of others. So then when there's roles that you may fit or just general roles like cattle calls, which is also self-explanatory, like stadium type deal. You don't want to do that kind of freaking shit, excuse my language, in this weather and be outside, like especially a fan in a stadium. You have a better chance of being like in a funeral where you just not bouncing off the walls. Oh my gosh, reminds me of the day we sweated so freaking much when we did what's his name, Pharrell Williams's Freedom. Oh girl, it was in a church. I tell you what, see if you can find me there. I can find myself. I saw the video somewhere, and I put a note and the timestamp on there, because that's what you do when you're background. You're excited to find yourself because your job is to be in the background, not in the foreground. Now back to the story. I was like, maybe that is a thing, because I used to get booked more often than others. Not the most, but a decent amount. And this was one of the better paying agencies, because we did background in commercials. Commercials usually pay better than just like doing background in a sitcom or other things, because like sitcoms and other stuff would normally be central casting. They pay, I think, probably minimum wage or whatever. In those cases, you want to work overtime. That's how you make your money. But commercials through the other one, you do. They tell you, okay, you're gonna make so many hundreds of dollars or whatever, and you contrary to central, in this commercial one, you want to work as little as possible, because they've already told you how much you're going to make. So you make that much, whether you do 2 hours or 1 hour or 10 hours, if they tell you up to 10 hours. Then once it gets to 11, you start doing overtime. So you either want to work as little as possible or overtime. You never want to work on the dot 10 hours. That's just crazy. Like, what? No. You want to feel like you're winning, right? That's one of the things I thought about, but it's not what inspired me to start clicking on, to making sure that I'm listing at least every day on eBay. But I'll tell you what, ever since I started, of course, all of this started happening within the month, within like 30 days, not within the month of June. I was doing it in May as well. All these listings and redoing eBay, selling, etc. But I distracted my own self. When I would list, I would make sure, usually do it like towards the end of the day or whatever. I'll just list a couple of things on eBay and list everything else, like 20, 25, however many, on Facebook Marketplace. That's where I would get several sales per day, thank goodness. But like I said, whenever I listed on eBay, I would get a sale. That started happening. I also have to tell you this, that when that happened, around that same time, I also went into my Facebook and I changed my Facebook, not Facebook, on eBay. I changed my eBay from no refunds to refunds. I didn't want to have to deal with the option of somebody saying, I didn't need it, so I decided to return it. I was like, who has time for that? But then I was like, what is killing my Facebook? What my eBay? I apologize. What's killing my eBay? Why is it that people are not even clicking? So I was like, maybe one of the things is people could be not like filtering me out from the refund stuff. They want that security of knowing that they'll be able to return something. Especially in my case, I'm listing my more expensive things on eBay. They're not that expensive. I'm talking $20 items, $30 items. No, the ones that were $45 initially, they're all gone down to like $25 at this point, or $19.99. So that's what I'm talking about. Expensive. I told you my stuff's cheap. I don't know if I'll still be selling cheap stuff by the time you hear this podcast episode, but my stuff is just like on Facebook, $5, $6, 7, 8, maximum 9, because Facebook people are cheap as fuck. I don't know who these people are. Are these not the same people that are on eBay? What the hell happened? They will save your thing until you mark it all the way down to 5, and then somebody's gonna buy it. It's just like, shit, are you kidding me? Like 20 of you guys were sitting twiddling your thumbs waiting for this thing. Nobody's willing to pay $6 for something, like, and $5 for shipping. The $1 extra is gonna go to Facebook. I'm getting 10, but 5's going to shipping. You're getting nothing for your time. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna sell the stuff that I have now, but the goal is not to continuously be somebody who spends hours listing things that are $5. But we'll see how things go. Don't quote me on that. Trying to go back to where we were. So people started buying whenever I would list. So if you are somebody who's listing on all the different websites or on more than one site, try to continuously list like at least an item or so per day. Hopefully it'll trigger something. Try to continuously, and if you're not getting any traction, maybe try listing something that is super cheap and something that's whatever price you want to charge per day. What I'm trying to say is don't list things that are super expensive on that day, because obviously that's what you want to sell first. You want to make as much money as possible as soon as possible. But just try to switch it up and play around with it, no pun intended. And if you have no refunds, especially on eBay, put refunds accepted. You know why? First of all, knock on wood, I started selling on eBay almost 10 years ago. Just once in a while, something from a TV show that I got for free, and I was getting a lot of stuff for free. So I was selling a decent amount of things. Some of them I kept as mementos for myself, etc., etc. But I say all this to say, nobody, knock on wood, has ever returned anything or tried. Also, I've just been always so like affordable. Honestly, I feel like, and also the person's gonna pay for shipping. So if your things are affordable or they're super heavy and they want to return them, tell them sure. You have that option to return it. And another reason I'm telling you to open up your returns is that if somebody wants to return your item, it's like the law of the world, the justice system. It's on that person's side. It's like renting property. And I hate to say this. As a landlord, you don't have as many rights as a tenant. They get to stay in your house, at least in California and South Africa, which happen to be the two places I deal with. They can stay in your house 3 more months for free while you're doing eviction. How is the law not on their side then? I'm paying mortgages and all kinds of shit, and you get to stay here for free because the law said so. Who the fuck is the law? I am part of the law, the legal system too. Like, I'm part of the world. I'm a tax freaking payer, and I pay more taxes because I'm paying for things, and you're sitting there doing nothing. So obviously, you're not paying as much taxes as I do. Why is the law on your side and not on mine? I'll never understand half these things. I say all that to say, the legal system of eBay is on the buyer's side. So if they want to return something, it doesn't matter what your freaking policy is on refunds. They're going to refund that. They're going to return that thing. They will get a refund. They will win. So why limit yourself from getting customers? Get yourself filtered out because you said no returns. So put that return thing on and see what happens. If it makes any difference in your life, great. If you've never had the return thing on and you're making sales, good for you. But maybe you would have been making more. I just would like to say, consider that. At the end of the day, do whatever the bleep you want to do. What else? Recently, I've been feeling a little bit down because I got used to waking up in the morning and doing shipping. Because, making money in your sleep, what better way to do so to make money than to do so in your sleep. And I was getting used, marketplace, messages from marketplace, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Then all of a sudden, this last weekend, Friday night, somebody asked me a question or whatever, but I didn't have any marketplace sales on Friday or Saturday. But guess what? I found myself, the human side of me can be so like human. I had this aha moment today. I found myself feeling mad because, I didn't make any sales today. And then Saturday night, nothing. Oh no, I didn't make any sales. And then Sunday, this freaking guy sends me a message. I have a pair of shoes that I've marked. They're new, all the way down to $5. Not this freaking guy telling me, I'd like to buy these shoes for somebody, but can I please see them worn by can I see them on first? On whom? You want who's supposed to wear these freaking shoes for you, dude? Who? Like, seriously, who's supposed to model these shoes for this guy that are $5? All the time that I've spent taking photos, looking for angles, taking out the fluff or the dust because they're black, like suede-like shoes, and making sure that they look as new as they are, all the time, and answering messages and putting them aside for somebody who's going to buy them when they get paid, and then no, they're not pending anymore because that person... And now you want me to model just to make $5 before taxes? Are you kidding? None of this shit is worth it, if you ask me. All I wanted to say to this guy was, who's supposed to who would you like to wear these shoes for you, sir? Like, I don't have somebody here. Who's going to pay the model? Listen, I understand. I used to be that guy to, like, in a store, I'd be like, sorry, bro. Whoever that I'm buying this thing for is more or less the same size as you. Do you mind putting on this shirt or whatever? It wasn't super weird. I'm from a small town and it's just cool people. Not this small town that I'm in. This one is not even a town. Back in South Africa. Now, that's fine. But I never just thought to ask somebody who's selling something, can I see this on? On whom? That's the part that I want to know. Who's supposed to wear these shoes for this freaking guy? Is this guy assuming that that's my shoe size? Like, right? Like, it just boggled my mind so much. Like, I never said I had bought these for myself and now I didn't want them anymore or whatever. I don't know why this guy thinks that there's somebody here who's going to fit the shoes, who's going to wear them for him. And the person that you're buying the shoes for, their foot shape, their complexion or whatever, everything is not going to be the same as the person who's going to be wearing them here, who is non-existent. Because I'm not, and guess what? Those shoes I did buy them for myself. They're my size. But I'm not wearing them. He didn't know that at the time. And I just, out of principle, I'm not doing that for some pervert who wants to get a free OnlyFans situation. That's why I'm passionate about it. It's not because I'm difficult and all the reasons that I've mentioned. It's mainly because there are perverts out there who will make you do things, and now you just modeled a pair of shoes for a pervert who, it's Sunday morning, he's off, his hand is in his crotch, the other one is texting with. Maybe both his hands are in his crotch, and he's talking to text. No, ma'am. Nope. I apologize. I already had a pervert guy a few weeks ago telling me, I don't know if I told you this story or not, but he wanted this like leather pants, leather skirt, and he has it in pink color, and he wants this black one too. Oh my God, right? LOL. Okay, hun. Started calling me hun, talk about LOL in every sentence. Get the fuck out of here. No customer sends LOLs like randomly. I've had people LOL me because actually, like my Facebook people, they feel like a community, even though like maybe they don't stick around or they just buy one thing and leave or whatever. But I feel like it's the same kind of person who buys from me, just really good salt of the earth people. When they ask me questions or whatever, it just doesn't feel weird. A lot of them are women, of course, because most of the stuff that I'm selling are female. except the guy who tried to buy female clothes and the guy from the other day who wanted the female shoes. I have no problem with guys doing whatever they want. But in my experience, I've had a similar thing even on eBay years ago. It's something about a guy who's going to come and message somebody who sells female clothing, in my experience. Maybe I jinxed myself. I don't know. I know that people buy for their spouses and all that stuff, but I'm just saying that has been my experience. No, I'm not trying on shoes for you. And actually, I happen to have nice feet. He wouldn't have seen that, obviously, because the shoes are closed. I have nice, like, ankles and nice legs and all those things, because somebody did say to me, why don't you do OnlyFans? I said, yeah, I was thinking of doing my feet. And she said, you can do your legs too. I may have told you this already, so I won't bore you half to death. Let's stick to the point of Facebook and Facebook Marketplace. I apologize. I hate like losing my words and just sounding dumb. And I'm not going to edit a lot out of this. So if I happen to burp or fart, maybe that'll be edited out. But other than that, and that doesn't happen. Like, it's not something that I do, like burping and farting while I'm recording. So I think those are my tips for now. I wanted to say the aha that I was talking about was I was feeling like, oh man, like over the weekend, oh my God, I didn't make any sale. Oh, there was no sale. Meanwhile, it was no sales on Facebook Marketplace. I was making sales on Facebook. There was one time I was grumpy and I did a recording and I was just like, oh, I don't know, the night's still young, but I think it was around 8 p.m. and I said, no sales yet. I did actually get 2 sales that night, one from eBay and one from Facebook. And then I got more in the morning. So the night was still young, for real. And today I shipped several items, all from eBay. I was flabbergasted. I was like, okay, eBay. And 0 from Facebook. It's basically, today being Monday evening, I've not made sales from Facebook. Wow. Since Friday? I don't think I made a sale on Facebook from Friday evening. I think I did ship something from eBay, from Facebook during the day on Friday. But from Friday night, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 full days, if you look at it that way. No sales from Facebook. Just a couple of questions. Is this still available? Like, okay, can you imagine? Like, I have more than 200 items currently listed. Maybe around 250. But, and can you imagine if all those items kept getting several, is it still available from different people? Guys, normally if it's listed there and you can buy it, it's not, maybe, you know what? I don't want to be mean to people about that, because I'm thinking, whenever somebody asks me, and it's only once in a blue moon, and they ask me, is this still available? It's a quick yes. You have like a selection of yes, no, and blah, blah, blah. So it's easy. You just click on the yes part. That's fine. It's just that I always wonder, why is this person asking this? But then I think maybe they experienced something somewhere. Maybe they don't know what's going on. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It cost me nothing to just click on the yes, and it's done. So far, the people who asked me, is this still available, ended up not buying the things that they asked about. So, I'm just saying. Maybe they'll buy it in the future, but maybe it won't be available in the future. Like, right? What else did I want to tell you? The stuff that I listed today, I just did a lot of like $6 items. Basically, $5 for me, because shipping and Facebook take, if you didn't know, 5% cut, or a minimum of 40 cents, whichever is higher, for the items that you sell and ship, which is interesting because I actually don't use eBay to ship. Facebook. I don't use Facebook to ship. So Facebook, I don't know what I said, but I meant Facebook takes 5% cut for the items that you do ship, whether you ship them via them or you don't. They don't give a shit. If somebody's gonna come and pick it up or whatever, it's fine. Nobody takes a cut or anything. So I guess that's nice for you guys. But for me, nobody comes, like nobody lives here. So it's chances are it's not going to be anybody here who buys my stuff. I used to list on Facebook Marketplace and also list on the Facebook groups around here. Then I realized I'm selling to these people, like they just say, wow, it's beautiful. These people are hanging out. They're not working. They're not trying to buy the stuff that I'm selling. They do buy other things because I see people selling things like, oh, tamales for $20, like big prices for food. And people are just like, oh my God. And I'm like, wow. So I have to sell food. I can't sell something such as food because I have a situation with food. So I can't have like a lot of cooked and ready food that's delicious because then, it's not going to go well with my diet. I think that's it for now, folks. I'm excited about eBay, but I'm also a little bit confused because I was doing all the main listings on Marketplace. Even now, today, I listed tens of items on Marketplace and only a few on eBay. Now I'm thinking, if these people are not going to buy and I continuously load all these things here, what are we doing? Are they now going to be buying on eBay? Should I do most of my listings on eBay? I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's the thought that I had in my mind today. I was like, am I the fool for posting 20, 30 items on Marketplace where nobody bought in the last 3 days and people have been buying on eBay? Should I just shift over there? Sorry, I feel like I just repeated myself. Let me go. Don't hate me, okay? Please like my stuff and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I don't talk about this on there. I talk about other things. And I have a blog too if you're a reader. And also, you don't have to sit there and read it. You can use a reader if you're using a cell phone and let it read for you. babalabrook.com is my website and Babalabrook is my name. So you will find me at that name on all social media, including YouTube. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something here that will be beneficial to you and your business and that you can help other people with. Feel free to, in fact, please do share this episode if you found it a little bit helpful. And give me a rating, please. Thank you. Bye.